Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DKRO9 back here again with another episode of Batman Arkham City. If you remember the last episode, we were collecting all of our remaining Riddler collectibles, so we ended up in a weird spot where the video wasn't originally supposed to end there, so we're picking up with the recordings I already have, picking up almost all of Batman's riddles and Riddler trophies. If we come here, we will need to do this.
Maybe this is all one of his freaking nightmares.
Very interesting dialogue about not seeing him. I mean, he was mauled in the asylum by Croc. But if you'll remember our post-credits scene, he did survive. So, who knows? What I love about that Riddler trophy that we just did, though, is that there are...
Arkham City soon. Then where we gonna go? I kinda like it now that Strange and the Joker's gone.
Whoa, that's really cool dialogue. But the thing I love about that Riddler trophy that we just did before this one is that there are multiple ways to do that. You could approach it a different way than how we did. It's just really cool, the freedom that Rocksteady gives you here. On top of where the Tri-Corner Naval sign in the Industrial District is, you can get this. Observation is our password. It unlocks all of our security cameras on the map in this sector. Deliberate is our password. Quite an interesting predicament here with this Riddler trophy. Actually, we have to freeze blast this water, dive down here, use our explosive gel to do this, and hopefully stay on the platform so that we don't fall into the water is the goal. Pull ourselves over just a little bit more. Spray that there for the final one. Then grapple up to here and come up to this Riddler pad, and it will be blocked off. So we have to do that. You can actually find in Arkham City, for some reason, this Burger Bunny sign, and it just looks like it should be a reference to something, and I don't know if it is or not. I don't think it is, but there we go. Look out! Can you see where the madness began? Arkham Island sold is the trophy we unlocked. It is so cool that you can see that and the actual map layout and the vines and everything still. If she is the root of evil, how could anyone be expected to contain her? That is poisonous intent. And we get it for scanning that little containment unit for poison ivy that says, "Do not approach, highly dangerous." And it has what looks to be a radioactive flower symbol on it, potentially. There's where we came out and saw Vicky Vale's helicopter get blasted by an RPG from Joker. Probably from Harley, frankly. And if we dive down, we can get that. This is one of the coolest riddles, in my opinion. Always a shining example of justice. Not if you ask me. There is Gordon versus Sharp. 2 of 2. Whoa. And I really, really love this universe's version of the bat signal. This could also sort of give an in-universe lore reason as to why, if we do this and place a waypoint, for example, it will be the bat signal. That is so cool. Obviously, it's not anyone here in real time turning it on and off, but it could be like Batman reminiscing about when it was turned on, or another one being used, or Oracle augmenting one. If we come back to Crank Co. Toys, where Bane is hiding, this place has taken a turn for the worse. Is it a little bare for your taste? Simple enough. Would an invitation to a party like the gods be a bolt from the blue? That was a reference to the supervillain Maxi Zeus, who believes he is actually like a Greek god incarnate. Hey, we can find a truck with some Joker masks painted onto it. That's cool. If we climb onto the bridge and dive down here, we can also find this Riddler pad, which allows us to do this. And it unlocks this right here. There we go. If we land down here underneath the Gotham casinos, we can do this. Riddler's thinking, oh, he'll have to step off the pad. I'll be able to tell. No, you won't. You can actually see that the pool at the Gotham casinos has frozen over and there are things stuck in it, which is a really fun little detail. Into another part of Arkham City where people tried to get out, we can disable that turret, pull ourselves over here using the ice platform from our freeze grenade, and boom. Here is what the action camera for our Batclaw looks like. It is so cool. You can also do that with the Sonic Batarang and with the normal Batarang. You will notice this Riddler trophy switching every few seconds, so we have to do this. There we go, that is so cool. We also have this series of Riddler pads right here where the goal is to not touch anything but the Riddler pads. You gotta hand it to Eddie, he's just made some extremely creative and in some cases just really cool trophies and puzzles to tackle for Batman all around. On this Riddler trophy, they make you think that you're going to have to use the freeze blast to get into the water right below us that you guys can see there. That's not true. You just have to line launch and do this. And there we go. There are 6 of these Riddler markers if we come here to this trophy. So what we have to do is spray 3 of our explosive gel to even have a chance at handling any of them to begin with. And then I believe the strategy is to come up here and do this. There we go. If you find an assault in progress on the map, it is actually marked by this hexagon beaming out. We have a gliding challenge, my friends. Here is another trophy. Again, how are you hiding these in these places? We can become a crane operator. You can also find these wooden doors opening, and what you have to do is this. There's one. There's 2. If we come here, we can see, oh no, we touched the Riddler pad that we're not supposed to, and it blocked us off. So what do? Well, we find a place to grapple from, like the GCPD building, and do this. Simple enough. If we throw an ice platform right next to where Mr. Freeze left his path to Nora, we can come over here and do this. Intelligence. And all we have left is this. There we go. Oh, hi, Bane. Here's our next invisible question mark. The fun thing about this is that you might not suspect this at first. All of the gadgets have a limited range except for the rec gun, which has an unlimited range. For some reason, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So, for some reason, you can use it as sort of a sniper almost, because it will just keep shooting, and you can do things like hit faraway generators and snipe enemies like this, for example, and watch them as they do that. There we go, finally. Here is the action view of the line launcher that you can get. It's pretty cool. We have to use our disruptor to do this and make our way through a mostly painless maze for that trophy. We actually need to glide again to be able to get this. We actually need our range upgrade on our cryptographic sequencer to be able to hack that panel. And the password is parking, so we simply climb up here, go down these stairs, and do that. Park in his spot, and you may just get a ticket. Gordon versus Sharp, 1 of 2. Parking H. Abrams. Parking James Gordon. Another very, very cool entrance block-off detail is if we come here to the GCPD front door, freezes ice is here, so we have to go through the back again. If we come back into the GCPD, we have 2 Riddler trophies left to collect in here. One is using the line launcher, starting off doing this. Slowing down to be able to do that. There we go. The other is actually by doing this. Going all the way down this hall with our remote control battering, electrifying it on those wires, reversing it, speeding back under, going down the hall like so, turning around, slowing so that we can work our way through the vent, and then doing this on the power box. There we go. Here is an interior look at the other side of the front door that froze over, presumably to make the GCPD even more of a fortress. Reconnaissance is our password to our final Tiger CCTV. So let's go destroy some cameras, shall we?
Do you realize how many bones you've got left for me to break?
Oh God, please don't hurt me. I'll tell you what I know. I'm gonna... What the...
Aggravated assault is our trophy for stopping all acts of violence against the political prisoners in Arkham City.
Can't believe you saved me.
Riddler, talk.
Please, don't hurt me. I'll talk.
I knew you would. How much do I need to hurt you?
You don't. I'll talk.
That was never in doubt.
I have never noticed this nice little detail in the industrial district before, that right in the entrance where you get into the steel mill, there is Freaks See Inside Coming soon, the man who thinks he is a bat. Does Zaz still pose a threat? This guy called to find out. The payphone killer. If we come after this Riddler trophy, we get to do this. Our password over here is acknowledgement. It turns off the electricity and opens the gate. I like that Rocksteady was kind enough to put Riddle trophy inside building if it's inside a structure. I'm back searching for more Riddler trophies in the room where we stopped Zaz, and there's a political prisoner down here. Here's one of them at least. If you're planning on making your mark in Arkham City, you'll need a special kind of realtor. The broker real estate office property, and it unlocks the Arkham Story brokering deals. Which notorious family keeps talking trash? The Falcone family, the second of the 3 original Gotham crime families. Can you find this cool couple before the romance thaws? A cold start, 1 of 2. The upsetting thing is that it shows that Nora is still melting quite rapidly, but they're just stuck in this position because they are not animated to go anywhere else. So this is the last we will see a freeze.
You are safe now, Nora. I will not leave you again.
Aw. Also, right before we go, I just wanted to bring up a line that one of the criminals, one of the many criminals around the city can say that I find very funny, and that is when I get out of here. If I get out of here, I'm leaving Gotham City. I'll give anywhere a shot. Maybe even Bloodhaven. Hell. Anywhere but here. That is so sweet. Hell, anywhere but here is the line, and it's funny because Bloodhaven is where Nightwing roams, the first Robin of Batman, and it's very funny because they're just gonna get beat up again anyway. Breaking news, get out while you still can. Compulsory purchase is our story that we unlock, and it is Gotham City Globe, North Gotham to be Arkham City site. Perceptiveness was our password. Was this parasite ratted out of Gotham, or does he continue to plague the streets? The Ratcatcher is our Arkham story, and Otis Flanagan, Pest Control, an advertisement for the Ratcatcher. And if you'll remember, that is not the only time we have had the Ratcatcher hinted at in this universe. We've already had it once in Arkham Asylum when we found his gear in the vents of the Botanical Gardens, and there was a bonus hint towards him, which I also covered in one of our previous Riddler hostage rooms of one of his rats being blown up in a stairwell, and there being a question of is he dead or not. I guess we'll have to read the story to find out. Well, this is quite a sweet cutout. Just a bear on a circus ball. Fortune teller. Psychic readings. With the Joker card. And duck shoot. It is so cool that all of these different stands have details on them like that. Insightfulness was our password. If and we do come here to this one, we have ourselves a little zipline puzzle. I really don't know what that voice was, you guys. I'm sorry. I am just absolutely going insane from collecting over 400 of these. It looks like it's going to be somewhat painful again. There we go. Can you find this cool couple before the romance thaws? A cold start. One of two.
I told you I would find her.
Thank you, Batman.
The upsetting thing is that it shows that Nora is still melting quite rapidly, but they're just stuck in this position because they're not animated to go anywhere else. So this is the last we will see a freeze. Also, right before we get going out of here and getting more...
You are safe now, Laura. I will not leave you again.
Aw. Also, right before we go, I just wanted to bring up a line that one of the criminals, one of the many criminals around the city can say that I find very funny, and that is, and that is when I get out of here. If I get out of here, I'm leaving Gotham City. I'll give anywhere a shot. Maybe even Bloodhaven. Hell. Anywhere but here. That is so sweet. Hell, anywhere but here is the line. And it's funny because Bloodhaven is where Nightwing roams. The first Robin of Batman. And it's very funny. Because they're just gonna get beat up again anyway. It's comforting to know that Joker has a Ferris wheel-like cart system that just leads into a burning clown's mouth. Guy's got great taste. I love how much this sends us flying back if we walk into it. There we go. It's actually a pretty cool variety that the different exits of Arkham City have you doing for your trophies. It's pretty fun. Firearms strictly necessary, smiley face from Joker. If we come here to this side of Arkham City with a gate half broken and a crashed, blown up car, and this tiger gate seemingly shoddily crafted over a blown exit, and this Black Mask marker, we will see Tiger recaptured Black Mask after an escape attempt. Did you hear the whole story of how Black Mask tried to escape? So he's not dead, but that's probably why we saw him getting beat up at the beginning of the game. If we do this and we get a pretty high start to our glide, we can actually find this over here. It is another Riddler trophy at another exit to Arkham City. This is the last Arkham City exit, I believe. It's very funny to me that this is just in the middle of out here. What are they supposed to do? Get a boat and rappel up with a rope and a grapple that they don't have like we do, or get a helicopter? It's very clearly not going to have anybody reach that. The only thing I can think of is that Tiger and Strange put that entrance in to be able to stalk some of the prisoners, and as dark as it is, be able to snipe some of them if they need to. If we want this trophy, we have to do a remote control battering-like maze. Just found this interesting. For some reason we can find one of the Harley mannequin speakers that we had to destroy inside the steel mill, and it's inside of a clown head and you just can't reach it for some reason. Interesting thing to me is that where we found that Riddler trophy just now is separated from any entrance points to get here, except for this tiger hatch. So Tiger has secret hatches throughout Arkham City that they will use to come. If we find this cute little train, it's another ghost train, like the one that was used in the fight against Clayface Joker in the mirror room. We can do this and send it flying forward so we can climb up here and spray this gel. We don't get many views of spraying explosive gel on things above us either, so that was quite unique. Something that I love about this ghost train is that you can climb it and go riding along with it like you just saw, or we can stand here and instead of it hurting us, we can do this and just get pushed along. Incoming!
I've seen these weird question marks all over Arkham City.
I left that Riddler dialogue about Arkham City and him being back in the video because to me it's very, very, very funny. It implies that Riddler is just this nuisance that nobody likes and that nobody wants to work for, even the informants, and that he just kind of shows up every so often with the same old thing over and over. Taking our rage out at searching for trophies on an innocent wall. I thought it would be fitting if we were able to collect our final 2 Riddler trophies finally in the place which is next to our next Riddler hostage. Then we have to do this and wire walk, and there we go. We got our Riddler trophy and it let us out. Now on to our final one, finally! As Batman. We popped it with our pointy ears. And our final unusual perspective question. Here we go. Big Gotham Circus cancelled, featuring Flying Grayson's show. Terrifying heights, fearless artists, which acrobatic family gambled with their lives and has now been left to fly solo. A new Robin story. And also the fact that this Flying Grayson's poster is still up in Arkham City all this time later really shows that they just did not monitor the city at all and really let it grow terrible, because this would have been, at this point in the timeline, probably 9 to 12 years ago or so. Falcone warehousing and storage, air, sea, or land. It would be criminal not to use these wise guys, wouldn't it? And the Arkham story is a family business. Here's what switching out with Catwoman looks like.
I think I'm going to enjoy this.
Also, here is a look at one of our final remaining main objectives in the base game before the DLC and before we beat up Riddler. As we're collecting Catwoman's trophies, I'm also going to splice in these clips for you guys. If we use our thief vision, you can see a jewel right there above one of specifically Two-Face's goons carrying Catwoman's loot. You can find them throughout the world and beat them up and get your loot back. There are 16 of them, I think, to do, that you have to find to consider that done. Funny story about this, you guys. I have been playing this game since it came out, on and off, ever since my first time finishing it, and I never knew you could do this. I always thought that Catwoman saying she had some loot to get back was just a throwaway line to explain why she was still in Arkham City. But apparently you can do that, and you saw that little icon up there on the left. So let's get collecting trophies and loot. We have 2 trophies for Catwoman left in the museum section. There's 1, and here's 2. How'd they get up here? If you're careful enough, you can actually get up onto this structure on the wall right against the outside. Here is a Catwoman specific climb up to a Riddler trophy. I say we get our loot back. Listen closely.
Who let Catwoman in here?
You guys can... Before we were found and were having to handle this, you can hear music in here. Listen again. Huh. Weird. The reason that I say that it's weird is because it's specifically a club theme, and the clubs aren't open. They're all abandoned buildings, which is very weird.
Turn the city into one big freaking zoo and let the animals tear each other to bits. Here's the way to deal with criminals.
I like that you can hear that the prisoners don't agree with Arkham City and the idea of it either. I think it's cool that the animation for Catwoman getting her loot back is rubies flying off of the Two-Face goons, as if she's just picking them up and putting them in a bag with her.
What's Catwoman doing here?
They'll never even know we were there.
24/7. We can thank Mr. Freeze for that.
Next Catwoman trophy, and once again another secret tiger hatch. I get that the Bat aesthetic is still here because it's Batman and it's a Batman-centric game, but since we're playing as Catwoman, wouldn't it be cool if it were something to the effect of animated claw marks or something? Look at the insane range we have with Catwoman's whip. Look at that, that thing goes for forever. I was gonna make a point about how when she can grab such distances with her whip, it's really hard to imagine how Batman ever catches her, but when you also consider the fact that he's got very long range distance with his grapple gun and he can grapnel boost, it's pretty easy to see how he does it actually. I think I have discovered that the bolas also have infinite range for some reason. There they go, they snapped just then. Once again, here is the alley where we started out our first fight in the game, and there was actually a spot for Catwoman to climb up and come get a trophy here this whole time. I'm with him. Also, it's an interesting detail that you can catch that Tiger's control reach the extent of boarding up old apartment windows, presumably of those who lived here, and once again another secret hatch, or a chimney blocker in this case it looks like. I have to question how the Ace Chemicals sign is emitting smoke when it's blocked off the entire time. Just a cool detail while we're on our way to show you what I'm about to show you guys. I like that when you put on the thief vision as Catwoman, since it's looking through goggles rather than using an augmented reality like Bats, I like that the goggles are distorted and kind of fisheye effect.
Well, well, Julian Day. What are you doing here?
Catwoman? How very nice to see you here.
Don't get too excited. There's no way I'm letting you free. Not after that Falcone mess.
How funny that you should mention that illustrious family. And so close to your birthday. Tell me,
Are you expecting anything specific from your father this year?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing, really. I'll be seeing you, kitty cat. This year or next.
That was just a really cool reference to the fact that Carmine Falcone is Selena Kyle's father. It sounds like Julian is planning a specific attack or a murder on her birthday so that he can kill Carmine, and also I believe that is a reference to the Long Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. It's really cool. One of the pieces of dialogue that I heard play out just now, far off in the distance, far enough actually that subtitles didn't register, was, "I am sure that I saw Batman and some other guy falling off the tower when it exploded. Who the hell was that other guy?" While we beat up this thug to get our loot back, one of the lines of dialogue that played also was, "I heard Bruce Wayne got his rich ass locked up in here. Guess there really is a god." So, I guess, A, we know what one of the prisoners was praying for, and B, he really shouldn't have been, because that only let them all get beat up relentlessly by Batman.
Why's Batman in here? What the?
Catwoman! She's here!
That's all of it. Now what's a girl to do? I could quit this crazy town, but where's the fun in that?
Family jewels, retrieve your stolen goods is our trophy. I like that there's actually a line relating to collecting all of the jewels though, because I have, as I said before, never heard it because I didn't know that you could do that. It just goes to show once again how much detail Rocksteady really does put into their worlds, and no matter what anyone is saying, I am very excited for Suicide Squad. Just a very quick showcase, you can get an action camera for Catwoman as well when swinging from gargoyle to gargoyle. I'm leaving this in because we don't get many stealth arena opportunities as Catwoman. There aren't hardly any Predator sections for her. I think the only one is the ones that you can find in the open world, and then Two-Faces. I also like that since you are not using detective vision, you are using thief vision, which again is just through goggles, that the jammer is not affecting us at all.
Hey, wake up, man! Come on, wake up!
What's wrong? I'm too scared to show yourself!
I just find this funny. For some reason it's playing Predator music even though they're all still knocked out. We are getting the ones in the subway, although this is still considered the subway, but it's technically just the sewers. And I wish that there was some kind of interaction that you could find between Killer Croc and Catwoman instead of just Batman. But it's no loss whatsoever because Rocksteady has also put a ton of unnecessary details into this game as is. We can still find that little den relating to him, inherent to cataphasia, primeval emotion. And once again, there are some bones and his color from Arkham Asylum. Presumably, unless the story we have to read says otherwise, he's just been here since we knocked him into that hole in Arkham Asylum. Also, another Tiger Vault. More danger deep water signs. A unique death screen for Catwoman. Interesting to note that the Abramovici twins don't have lines relating to or around Catwoman. The only thing is that the one on Joker's side will just continuously nod to inaudible music, maybe? Don't ask me what happened here, had nothing to do with it. Another tiger hatch. We already did this once as Batman, but it reset for some reason. And also it's probably easier to just do this anyway as Catwoman. What you're supposed to do is, as you can see, crawl, land specifically on the Riddler pads, and then jump up and get the trophy. There we go. For some reason I messed up the first 2 attempts. There's actually a Catwoman trophy in here, right below where Mr. Freeze is with Nora, but it provides a good opportunity to see if there is any dialogue with Mr. Freeze as Catwoman.
Well, isn't this nice? I guess Batman found your wife after all.
Yes, my beautiful Nora is now safe.
So, is now a good time to talk to you about an idea I had to steal the Pharaoh's diamond from the Egyptian Museum? It's really hot there, and, well, all this latex really makes a girl sweat.
Leave me with my wife, Catwoman.
Just asking, Freeze. Just asking.
Right in between the middle of all of the Titan containers was Catwoman's next trophy, and again, another interesting opportunity.
Get me out of here.
It's that kind of attitude that gets you in these kind of situations.
If you don't open this door, I'll kill you too.
Will you really? See you later, Bane. Hopefully next time you'll know how to talk to a lady.
If we go underneath the GCPD into the parking lot, we have to crawl on the roof and get that. Here are the smoldering remains of Vicky Vale's helicopter that you can find still after all this time, which is pretty cool. And here, my friends, is our final Catwoman Riddler trophy. Sphinx's Riddle is our trophy, and the description is probably something akin to collect all of Catwoman's trophies. There we go. Here's if we come talk to Mad Hatter as Catwoman.
Are you Alice?
Sorry, Jervis. It's me, Catwoman.
Oh, Alice, I need my Alice.
Wow, Strange really did a number on you, didn't he? Listen, I'm going to go and find Alice, okay? I hear she's with the Cheshire Cat. Somewhere.
It's really sad that based on Catwoman saying that Strange did this to him and pushed his obsession further than ever and broke him this much, it's just depressing.
There's still work to do here in Arkham City.
Here's what happens if we revisit Jervis as Batman.
It's like the freaking North Pole.
Oh, my hat, my beautiful hat. What have you done?
Don't ever try to get in my head again, Hatter.
But you don't understand. can't win without you.
Then you lose. I'm not your slave. Not now, not ever.
Why did you do it? I just wanted a friend. Alice will be so angry. I've let her down terribly. My lovely hat ruined.
Once again, overall, just very depressing. Well, there's a fun little glitch when we switched from Batman back to Catwoman. It kept the surveillance that Catwoman is not supposed to have right there for some reason.
Wonder if the Scarecrow made it here. Every other freak did.
Look at it go. And with all of that out of the way, my friends, we are finally done with this episode of Batman Arkham City. This little two-parter of just collecting all of our remaining collectibles, and now we can finally, next episode, beat up the Riddler. And we can save the rest of the hostages and then find out where Eddie is, because unlike Arkham Asylum where he was just off in Gotham somewhere, he's actually in the city, and it's just a matter of finding him once you save the hostages. So you guys will be seeing that next episode. Anyway, I hope that you have all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. It helps the channel out. Comment down below and we could have a conversation. Subscribe and turn on the bell so that you never miss another upload. Maybe share the video with your friends and family so that we could spread more positivity to more people. And without further ado, remember to fight the corruption, and I will see you all next time. Love you all.